What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys. This time actually revolving around Lonzo Ball, with it currently actually being reported that the New York Knicks are now the newest team to show interest in Lonzo Ball, and this is obviously being reported by many different, literally sources, every single source out there is pretty much kind of reporting on this one. And it's also being reported as well that Lonzo Ball will be used in trade talks by the Pelicans, and that one is being reported by Jay Williams. So again, I don't understand why the Pelicans are actually looking to trade Lonzo Ball. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I think his chemistry with Zion Williamson towards the end of the season when Zion came back was one of the best chemistries literally in the NBA. Not only did Zion actually show what he can do, especially with a player like Lonzo Ball really improved his game. Again, especially towards the end of the season. Now, when the bubble kind of became a thing, he kind of started to play bad again, but when it was the last couple weeks of the season and he was playing with Zion Williamson, he started to average near towards a triple-double a game, I believe. He was doing very well, and he was also improving his three-point accuracy, and I believe he got it up to 38%, considering, Lonzo Ball's been known to be a pretty historical bad shooter at that point guard / guard position. I think that is a huge improvement and shows that he actually has, kind of seen how his jump shots kind of go and has kind of gotten really used to it at this point and actually started to look a lot better. So, considering all of these facts, the Pelicans were actually starting to nearly contend for the playoffs. But obviously the bubble came along, Lonzo started to play bad, Zion wasn't getting the amount of minutes he probably should have. They didn't end up making the playoffs, so that's why I believe, they should definitely go have another run at it next season. But it seems like the Pelicans are trying to use Lonzo Ball in trade rumors and all this stuff, all the speculations that are going around. And I'm not a fan of this at all. And I think if the New York Knicks can get Lonzo Ball, then that would be an absolutely superb deal by them. But again, even though Lonzo started to play bad in the bubble and the Pelicans are looking like they're kind of dropping his trade value, considering they're really trying to ship him around, it just doesn't look like a good sign to me at all. That kind of shows to me that his trade value might not be the highest as it probably was a couple months ago, but I still believe it will be relatively high, and the Knicks would still have to trade quite a bit to potentially try and get him. Now, I literally have no idea what the Knicks could possibly trade to try and get him. I still would feel like that the Pelicans would be asking for young players in return, such as Kevin Knox or Frank Ntilikina. One of those players. Again, Frank Ntilikina is just a real discount version of Lonzo Ball at this point. So, who knows? Maybe they might see something in Frank Ntilikina. We've heard a lot of teams are reportedly going to be interested in trying to trade for him. And again, future videos on that will be coming very soon. So, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is going to be a very interesting thing in my opinion. I feel like it would be Ntilikina because he's kind of like a discount version of Lonzo Ball, and I feel like they still want that type of player that can play, make, and be a very good defender that can also play point guard and shooting guard, and I feel like that's, what they really want. So, saying this, yeah, they could get Ntilikina, but why would they trade Lonzo Ball? I still don't understand. Again, before I talk about what the Knicks could trade to try and get him, I just still feel like this is not going to happen because I don't see a reason why the, New Orleans Pelicans would be wanting to trade Lonzo Ball. But again, here we are with this video. So, yeah, I would think it would be something like Frank Ntilikina and a future first-round pick, and maybe another player here and there. We obviously know that the Knicks are reportedly trying to get Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan, Danilo Gallinari. Those are the three players they're very interested in and look like the front runners to try and get them. If teams expect that they will get a couple of them to partner up with RJ Barrett and this year's pick, then they're going to be, on the verge of making that 8 seed, which means the pick might only be, at least maybe pick 10 to pick 20. So, again, teams are going to know that. So, I do feel like that a first-round pick to the Knicks in a couple years might not be as valuable as it possibly is right now, as I do expect the Knicks to get, you know, relatively better in a season or so, as they do have, you know, they will potentially be able to go out and get a couple of those players, as I said, like Chris Paul, etc. Another move that could potentially happen is maybe the Pelicans actually want to move up in the draft and get a higher pick. An interesting thing that would possibly happen is maybe they actually want to get that pick number 8 to try and get, you know, another player to add to their team. I can't really think of what player would actually be really good for them to go out and drop, and maybe they are looking to get that top 8 pick. And honestly, I think it's up to very much discussion and very much debate, but it does ask the question, if you had the opportunity to trade Lonzo Ball for the 8th pick, would you actually go ahead and do it? And honestly, I would definitely consider it, as I still feel like Lonzo Ball has a lot of potential. Like, he's only like 22 years old. He could definitely, by the time he's 25 or so, be a triple-double machine, really, and could average numbers like that, and could be on, you know, the first and / second defensive teams, as he is improving his defense every single year, and his playmaking. And comparing this Lonzo Ball to the one at the Lakers, it is literally so much different. So again, that may be something to consider. Maybe, you know, the Knicks don't want to take that pick 8. Maybe they would just want to trade it for Lonzo Ball. But that does ask the question, would the Pelicans want to do it? Again, I don't really know if there's anyone at pick 8 that the Pelicans may really want to go with. I'm not exactly too sure. If they lose, you know, Lonzo Ball, maybe that would be a way for them to try and say, we want to actually see how Jrue Holiday could go playing the, you know, his old position of point guard. Again, there's a lot of speculation and theories on what could all potentially be happening here. But, you know, one thing that I've got, it could be a straight swap, pick 8 for Lonzo Ball. There could be another deal that's maybe Frank Ntilikina and a first-round pick, and maybe like a role player like Reggie Bullock on a sign trade or something like that for Lonzo Ball. Maybe that's what it could potentially be, and that first-round pick could be like pick 15 to 20. So that could actually make quite a bit of sense if they could give away, you know, Frank Ntilikina, who they're not even really playing at this point. Look, who knows, maybe their new coaches will actually want to play him more. Maybe they might not want to and see nothing in him. So that could be an opportunity to, you know, trade him while he's still young. And then obviously that first round pick, which may be like pick 15 or something like that, to get a really nice young player in Lonzo Ball. Now, you know, saying all of that, they could be looking at a very interesting thing. Let's just say they trade away Frank Ntilikina and a future first round pick. They'd still have that pick 8, and they would still be able to most likely find a way to get, you know, Chris Paul, and then do a sign and trade for Danilo Gallinari and DeMar DeRozan. Let's just say that all does happen, and it could actually, it's literally a 50% chance that could pretty much happen. I mean, they are the front runners for all 3 of those players. I think it would be extremely interesting. Like, that team would actually be pretty good. Imagine, like, Chris Paul at point guard, Lonzo Ball at shooting guard, RJ Barrett at small forward, Danilo Gallinari at power forward, and whoever they want to roll out at center. Maybe they want to go out and draft Onyeka Okongwu and have Mitch Robinson and Okongwu kind of playing that mixed center type of role. That team would be absolutely beast, you know, defensively. Again, because Chris Paul, a very good defender at point guard. Lonzo, very good defender at shooting guard. DeMar DeRozan, about an average. Same with Gallinari. But then, you know, Mitch Robinson or Okongwu, above average, I'd say, at that, you know, center position as well for defense. It would actually look pretty nice and something that would be pretty interesting. Yes, the shooting might not be there, but still, Chris Paul and Danilo Gallinari are very capable 3-point shooters, and DeMar DeRozan is also a nice, you know, mid-range shooter as well. So, again, it would be very interesting to kind of see what could potentially be happening there. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the latest NBA news and NBA content. But also don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/long channels. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But also, you know, don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for that will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.